Talk Nation. JARON EtNNIS. Can he dethrone Terence Crawford, aka Bud? Absolutely.
Greatness can come from anywhere.
I draw inspiration from the Filipino people and to God and my family. Hard work is the most difficult things in boxing.
Let's get into it. But JARON EtNNIS, pound for pound, is the best fighter coming out of Philly right now, period. And he can dethrone Terence Crawford.
People crazy.
I believe it was in November, JARON EtNNIS received Bud's IBF title. Now, to lose your belt in that way, you think that you would want to go reclaim that belt. If I was Bud, I would. I don't know about you guys, but I would. Now, Boots, he said, send me the contract. I'll sign it. I told y'all this before. I'm not going to say you're going to have to pay Boots pennies because it is risk versus reward. If Boots is willing to take less money and give Bud more money, why not take the fight? Possibly get your belt back, become undisputed yet again for a third time, and you can go up to 154 and challenge Tim Tszyu for his belt. Tim Tszyu comes from royalty in the boxing world. Father Costa Tszyu, he's been around the sport. This is Tim Tszyu all his life. That would be a phenomenal fight. But to just kind of disregard JARON EtNNIS.
He deserved a shot. Not saying that he beat a lead fighter yet, you know, in a welterweight division, but the guys that he had fought to get him to this point right now, he passed the test with flying colors. So, you know, we never know until he get in there with the likes of, you know, the elite.
If you really want to go out, if you're on your way out of the sport, because Bud, he doesn't need to prove anything to anybody. Phenomenal fighter, legendary fighter, possibly the best fighter of his generation. He doesn't need to prove anything. Pound for pound, the best fighter in boxing. Switch hitter, IQ through the roof. I mean, if you really doubted what Terence Crawford brought to the table, after watching him destroy Errol Spence, all that doubt should have been out the window. Errol Spence has said it himself, I got my ass kicked. And salute to Errol for that. Because a lot of fighters are very prideful, especially when they lose. But Errol, he did not just lose, he got obliterated. I'm talking about outclassed. Bud beat the shit out of Errol, period. Now, you see reports about Errol, eye surgery, cataracts. Bud made a great point. Before every fight, you gotta get your eyes checked. So if there was an issue with your eyes that would debilitate you in the fight wouldn't have been made. They would have had to call it off. So if your vision was well enough for you to make that fight, and for that fight to happen, what's going on with the rematch? Why are you dragging your feet? Bud has been adamant about it. The boxing world, for real, has been adamant about it. It's going to be the same result. The only people to say anything different is Spence's fans. And you can't expect anything less. You got to support your fighter. But at the same time, you got to be real. You got to be real with yourself. A lot of people ain't real with themselves.
I don't even know what to say, bro.
They look at the person in the mirror and they lie to that person every day, knowing damn well not only it's a lie, but it's far from the truth. And it's one thing a lot of people lie on people, but when you lie to yourself, that's something totally different. It's something really jacked up in you. And I think Spence had to deal with that for a minute. He had in his mind that he was the best fighter in the division, pound for pound, been getting money for years, all that. But when he stepped into that ring with Bud, his reality changed. His world changed. His mindset was forced to change because everybody saw me get destroyed. I can't say that I'm the best. I can't say what I'm gonna do to this person, to that person. So now Errol Spence, with the phenomenal career that Errol Spence has had, he has to come back and put on a great performance. But the thing about it is, he has to come back and put on a great performance over the guy who beat the hell out of him. And that's tough to do, especially when you're going against somebody like Terence Crawford. Bud's skill set ain't going to get no worse in that rematch. It's only going to get better. You see what he did in the first fight. So you think stepping into that ring the second time, you think he's going to put on a poor performance? If anything, and this is crazy to say, he may go into that fight and do you even dirty. You got stopped in the 9th round. If the ref did not step in and stop that fight, Errol was about to be put in the first or the second row. Bud was about to knock Errol out. The ref saw it, his corner saw it. Most of the people in those first 5 rows saw it. They seen what was coming. Spence knew what's up. At that point, I'm getting destroyed. Screw it, I'm going out on my shield. Maybe at that point in Errol's mind, he knew he was gonna get knocked out. And he didn't mind getting knocked out. And in my opinion, after that masterclass that Bud put on, you done dominated most of the fight. Some people want to give Errol 1 round, but in my opinion, he got dominated the whole fight. Why you want to give Errol 1 round? It's 12 rounds in the fight. And he got stopped in the 9th round. So out of 9 rounds, giving Errol 1 round, that still ain't saying nothing. Terence Crawford is a phenomenal fighter. Let's move past the rematch. Focus on JARON EtNNIS. Switch hitter, just like Terence Crawford. Has power in both hands, just like Bud Crawford. IQ through the roof, just like Bud Crawford. It's not a matter of, in my opinion, experience. Terence Crawford has 40 fights, 31 knockouts. JARON EtNNIS, I believe, has 31 fights and 28 knockouts. It's not a big gap. JARON EtNNIS comes from a fighting pedigree. Both of his brothers, Pooh and Farah, shout out to them brothers, man. Great fighters in their day. They both made their mark in boxing. But the life kind of got away from him. They admitted this themselves. His father / trainer, Bozy EtNNIS, one of the best trainers in boxing and also in Philly. So JARON EtNNIS is not going into that fight ill-prepared. He is going into that fight confident. He knows and feels as though he can beat Bud. He's been wanting that fight for years. But as I said, risk versus reward. Now that he has, not only he has a belt, he has the belt that they took from Bud. He took your belt. And if you look at his skill set, his hunger, this kid stays in the gym. He's 26 years old. He stays in the gym. If he's not in the gym working on his craft, he's in the gym working with other fighters, especially younger fighters, trying to develop the next generation. Boots is on another level mentally when it comes to the sport of boxing. There's very few fighters that have discipline like JARON EtNNIS, like Terence Crawford, like Floyd Money Mayweather, like Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. It's very few fighters that have that type of discipline. Andre S.O.G. Ward, you know what I'm saying? Naoya Inoue, Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. Like, these guys have a dedication to the sport and a respect for the sport that very few fighters have. You don't hear about drama outside of the ring. You don't hear about these guys getting in trouble, getting locked up. No, they're dedicated. Their mind is focused on the sport, being the best fighters they can be inside and outside of the ring. They make contributions to the people, to their cities, to their neighborhoods, to their gyms, to the sport, to the people. These type of fighters are rare. And when they step into the ring, these are the kind of fights the fight fans love to see. So JARON EtNNIS and Terence Crawford, that is the fight to make in my opinion. Tim Tszyu, great young fighter. I believe that he is very talented. I think that he will give Bud a good fight. But I think eventually, man, Bud is going to stop him or knock him out. I think Tim Tszyu, he's probably going to put his foot on the gas early because you're not going to outbox Bud. You don't have the skill set. You don't have the IQ. He comes forward. He's a puncher, tailor-made for Terence Crawford. So you're going to lose your belt. So in my opinion, you should take a fight. You just shouldn't take that fight. Leave Bud alone. Get a fight or two under your belt so you can have that belt a little bit longer, make a little bit more money. So when you do step into the ring with Bud, I ain't gonna say you can cash out, but you can make a nice check for that fight because you're going to lose. I give Tim Tszyu a chance. You can never count any fighter out. You give every fighter their respect. Any man stepping into that ring, you give him their respect. You give him a chance to be victorious. But Terence Crawford is on another level. And I'm not going to say that he's eyeing retirement or anything like that, but he's eyeing competition. Are you on my level? Yes, it's about the bag, but at the same time, it's about competition. It's about the caliber of the opponent. Are you on my level? And right now at 147, the only fighter that is on Terence Crawford level is JARON EtNNIS. Virgil Ortiz, all his fights have been gift wrap. It's been Christmas time. Every fight that Virgil Ortiz had, especially coming back. It doesn't matter if he debuted at 154. It doesn't matter. That fight was gift wrap. That wasn't no challenge for Virgil. And the fight was stopped prematurely. So you could tell they bailed him out yet again. Nah, I'm not impressed. Virgil not ready for Bud. Virgil not ready for Boots. And they know it. His dad know it. The only fighter right now, pound for pound, that deserves a shot at Terence Crawford at 147 is JARON EtNNIS. Take that fight, Bud. I would if I was you, but I'm not you. So you have guarded the respect and the benefit of the doubt to make the fight that you want to make, decline the fights that you want to decline. And I believe, in my opinion, you deserve to make the money that you should make. You shouldn't have to always go to Saudi Arabia in order to get, as they say, the most bang for your buck. Certain fights deserve to be promoted, deserve to be called for, deserve to be celebrated, deserve to be financed. And I believe that Terence Crawford and JARON EtNNIS, that is a fight for the people, for the fight fans, for the media, for the fighters themselves, most importantly, for legacy. For Bud leaving 147, that's a great opportunity for JARON EtNNIS to step up, really claim the throne legitimately. Bud can move on to 154, possibly take that fight with Tim Tszyu, become a champion at 154. But Errol Spence, I think he should just concede, leave that rematch alone, because you having all these problems with your vision. We seen what happened in the last fight. Do you really want to step into that ring again with Terence Crawford and get embarrassed? I don't think so. Talk Nation, stand up as your boy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And look, man, I apologize, man. Your boy has been dealing with some, you know what I'm saying, with some shit. You know what I'm saying? Some personal things going on, you know what I'm saying? And the soldier got a plan for war, baby. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of take my mind off of the situation for a second, man. But it's good to be back. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, man. Turn that notification bell on. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Talk Nation, stand up as your boy. I'm out.
Fatality.